Hello, thanks for joining us today. I'm Dr. Bob Gregerson, President of the University of Pittsburgh-Greensburg, and I want to welcome you to this information session, Commit to Pitt. Thank you for joining us. It's really important that as you go through your decision-making process, you learn as much as you can about us and take your time. I think you've come to the right place. Because of all the things we have to offer to our students. So please get all your questions answered, investigate who we are. I think what you'll find is that we're Pitt, the University of Pittsburgh, on a personal scale. We are here for you. Our faculty and staff are dedicated to student success. We're an undergraduate only institution. That means we don't have grad programs and we don't have graduate students. So every class, every laboratory, every section is taught by a professor. And that's really important as you start your educational journey in college, that you have folks in the classroom with you, in the laboratory with you, who are experts in their field. They're not being trained. They're here with experience, dedication, and support for you. So that's how we teach and learn together, is with faculty, students working together in person, doing those kinds of things that really help them be successful. So we are an educational community that is dedicated to its students and their success. That's our whole reason for being. We have a lot of opportunities for students inside but outside of the classroom. We're an inclusive, welcoming community with all types of different students, and that's reflected in the activities and organizations that meet the interest of such a wide variety of students. So there's something for everyone. Extracurricular, co-curricular, that will keep you not only excited to be in this environment, but will provide you with opportunities and leadership skills that you can take with you into your careers. For folks who need or desire a little extra help, we have a tutoring center that helps students focus on specific classes and developing specific skills. We have a counseling center for students who wish to have some additional assistance in that area as they grow. So there are lots of opportunities, again, to focus on your own health, well-being, academic, personal success, and career placement and career preparation. Our Career Services Center will start working with you, if you want, the day you step foot on campus, so you can start that planning process. And I always encourage students to work with Career Services as much as they possibly can, because it really helps to start planning as early as possible. So again, this is a small community. It's very walkable. You can be in class within a couple of minutes, but that intimate environment is what we intentionally offer. We are a small community. That's who we are. That's how we organize ourselves. So that means small classrooms. That means faculty and students and staff who all know each other. That means an environment where we're mutually supportive. And again, I think that's absolutely essential. We're all in this together. We take that very seriously. We're mutually supporting. And we are, once again, focused on doing everything we can to help you as a student succeed in your academic goals, in your personal goals, and to help you with those career aspirations that you have as well. So put that all together, you've got a great package of support that we believe really helps students get off to a strong start in college and be successful as they work their way through college and as they leave and go off into either graduate school, professional school, or directly into a career. We have support for you every step of the way. So I hope you spend a lot of time, like I said, and get all your questions answered about who we are, how we do what we do, why we do what we do, and what opportunities we have available for you. All those are important things, and you need to get all your questions answered. So now I'd like to turn it over to Troy Ross. Troy is the Director of Housing and Residence Life. Thank you very much. Take care.
Hello, my name is Troy Ross. I'm the Director of Housing and Residence Life here at Pitt-Greensburg. I'm just going to take a few minutes to talk a little bit about housing here at Pitt-Greensburg, what you need to know about applying. If you have additional questions, please reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to answer any additional questions. So first thing I want to talk about is we have 4 different areas that we assign our new students to. So College Hall, Roberts Hall, those are our more traditional residence halls, probably more what you think of when you think of a college dorm, where you have one room, students are in the room sharing that space with a bed, the desk assigned to each of them. So College Hall, 2 or 3 students would be assigned to the room. That's depending on the demand for housing for that year. Robert Shaw Hall, you have 2 students assigned to a room, and then they share part of their bathroom with 2 other students in an adjacent room. So 2 students here, 2 students here, they share part of the bathroom, okay? University Court, that is a 2-bedroom apartment, and we assign 4 students there. So you'd have 2 students sharing one bedroom and 2 students sharing the other bedroom, okay? University Court also has a living room and a kitchen and a bathroom that those students would be sharing. Academic Village, 4 students are assigned to the Academic Village apartments, and they each get their own private bedroom. The Academic Village also has a living room, a kitchen, and 2 bathrooms in the apartment. So I'm going to talk a little bit about applying for housing. So we haven't set the dates yet for next year. However, typically the application becomes available about the 2nd week of May. So you would be notified, all students who are intending to enroll at Pitt-Greensburg would be informed of when the application is available. So 2nd week of May-ish is when you would apply, and then the best consideration date is at the end of May. So we call it the best consideration date because if you apply after that deadline, you would still receive an assignment. It just would be less likely that you would get the assignment, your preferred assignment. So Robert Shaw, College Hall, University Court, those are first come, first assigned. In other words, if a student were to wake up early on that first day the application was available and be the very first person to put their application in, and they said, I absolutely want to live in College Hall. All right, since they're the first student to apply, then they would definitely get that assignment. And we would continue down the list and until we run out of spaces into different areas. So if you're the last person to apply and you say, I definitely want to live in College Hall, we might not be able to honor that, but we would look at your second. However, we do all of the students who meet the best consideration date before we look at any of the students who applied after the best consideration date. When it comes to that best consideration date in the Academic Village, so the Village is not a first come, first serve area, first come, first assigned area, I should say. So if a student were to wake up on that first day and apply to the Academic Village, that's not going to guarantee them that they are going to get placed in the Village, because they are going to look for the Village. You have to apply for housing, then apply to the Village. And when you do that application to Village, they are going to look at your application to determine whether or not they feel you are one of the best students for that area, okay? Now, if you miss the best consideration date though, what's going to happen is they're going to look at all the students that met the best consideration date and decide from that group first. And then if there are any spaces left, they'll move on to people who missed the best consideration date. So if you haven't got what I'm trying to say here is it's important to make that best consideration date whenever you're thinking of applying, and should apply as early as possible, okay? All right. All right, so next thing I'd like to talk about, because we get a lot of questions about this, is how to request roommates. So if you have someone that you would like to request, you have a friend that you know from back home that is also going to Pitt-Greensburg and you would like to live with them. What you need to do is list them on your application, and it's sort of like a friend request. So one person is going to list it and then the other person has to accept it. So both of those things need to happen. Okay. So if those things happen, and also, you're meeting that best consideration date, then, your chances of getting assigned with that student is really, really, really high, because we're going to do everything we can to make sure that happens. However, you may not have a roommate in mind, and that's okay. We have some other things that we do try to do to help students with that. Some students, we always have a Facebook group for our new students, and students will go in there and try to locate roommates that way, and you're more than welcome to do that. I always like to caution our students to be thoughtful and think about what is it that you want and need out of a roommate, and it's probably more than you both like the same music. So think about what is it that you want in a roommate relationship and try to talk about that. We also have something called Room Sync. So Room Sync will help students locate other roommates, and we will put you into the room sync and let you know about that, and it should help you in locating other people. So so take advantage of that whenever you get a chance. We have our summer orientations. The last couple of years, they've looked a little bit different, so I'm not sure what those are going to be, but if they are in person, we generally recommend students do their best to try to find some people there as well, because if you find someone and you're like, hey, I've talked to them, they seem like really nice, we've had a good conversation about what we both expect out of a roommate relationship, then that's great, and you can list them on your application the same way I discussed earlier. So hopefully we're back into in-person summer orientations and you have that opportunity. The final way that we help students in matching roommates, we have a survey that you'll complete as part of the application process. It's a very brief survey, so it can only do so much, but it does try to match based on those questions that we ask. Hopefully you're taking advantage of the other opportunities to meet roommates, but we do have that in place just in case, all right? So that's all I'm going to discuss now. There's a lot more I'm sure that you would like to know. So if you have other questions that you would like to ask, please feel free to email us. Our email is upghousing@pitt.edu. Thank you.
Now that you're an admitted student, the next stage in your process is going to be the tuition deposit. The tuition deposit is $100, and that can be done in a couple different ways. It can be done through the online link that is in the website that's associated with this video. You can do so over the phone through either a debit or credit card, or in person where you can use a debit, credit card, or a personal check. The tuition deposit is essentially a monetary device that academically commits you to the university. Once that deposit is done, a few things are going to happen. One, you're going to get an email to set up your Pitt account. That Pitt account also has an email associated with it. That's one of the most important things that you can set up as soon as possible. Checking that Pitt email daily is in your best interest. The university will communicate with you through that email primarily once you become a committed Pitt student. Another thing that will also happen is the stages for your enrollment and housing will also be sent through that Pitt email. So by paying your tuition deposit, that is going to set up that account, which allows you to do everything else that you need to do to get here in the fall. We also want you to remember that we in the admissions department are here for you. We are resources for you to use. We are here to answer questions no matter where you are in the process, whether you're still an admitted student, a committed student, or even when you are a sophomore here at the university. We are always here to help you, so we encourage you to reach out to us whenever you do have needs or questions. If we don't have an answer off the top of our heads, we will go and find you that answer. Congratulations on your steps thus far. We hope that you will commit to us, and hail to Pitt.
Hello, my name is Leigh Hoffman, and I am the Assistant Dean of Student Services and the Director of Orientation here at Pitt-Greensburg. I would like to welcome you to our beautiful campus, a part of which you can see behind me. I'm here to speak to you today about one of the next steps in your journey as a first-year student, and that is to attend summer orientation. Once you pay your tuition deposit, you will receive what's called your Pitt credentials to your personal email account. Your Pitt credentials will contain your Pitt username and password and instructions on how to set up your Pitt email account. It is very important that you do this as soon as possible and then start checking your Pitt email as regularly as you can. We send all the information about all the next steps you need to take to your Pitt email account. So it's very important that you start checking this account instead of your personal account. Once you have your Pitt email account set up, one of the first things you'll receive is called the Freshman Survey. The Freshman Survey is a questionnaire that we send out to you that asks you questions such as, what do you intend your major to be? What types of classes would you like to take? What area of interest do you have? It also asks you questions related to things such as whether you're going to be living on campus or commuting. Are you going to be an athlete? We take all of this information and then we use it to start creating your fall class schedule. We also ask you to complete some placement exams, some online placement exams. Now, not everybody will be required to take these exams, but we use the results of these exams to also create your fall class schedule. You will then be able to review this information and then speak with somebody about it during summer orientation, which is the next step that you will need to take. You will need to register for summer orientation online as well, and we will give you instructions in your Pitt email on how to do this. You are required to attend this program, so it's very important for you to register for this as soon as you are able. There are 4 dates typically available that you get to choose from, 2 in June and 2 in July. They are all Thursday, Friday dates. The SOAR program is a day and a half, all day on Thursday and half a day on Friday. So you will be able to pick the date that you can best attend and register for that when you register for summer orientation. The day and a half program that we have is an opportunity for you to get more information that you need to be successful as a first-year student when you start school in August. It covers a lot of different information, anywhere from student services to financial aid to the business office, but it's also about meeting the people, which is why we have a day and a half program. It really gives you that opportunity to meet your fellow classmates, get to know your fellow students, get to meet some of the peer leaders, which are the upperclassmen who are here to help you, and also to meet some faculty and staff. So we expect you to make time in your schedule to attend this program. Now, if you are an out-of-state student or a student who lives far away and you cannot attend summer orientation, we will have an alternative available for you in the form of an online orientation. So don't worry about having to attend SOAR if you're from a great distance away. However, for everybody else, we do want you to attend the summer orientation program. So we send that information out regarding both the freshman survey and summer orientation. It starts coming out around the end of April, beginning to May, to the people who have paid their tuition deposit. There's also information on our website about it. So if you have further information or would like to see more details about the summer orientation program, you can find more information on our website. You are also welcome to give me a call or contact me through email at Leigh7, Leigh, the number 7, at pitt.edu if you have any further questions. And I can't wait to see you all this summer. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Beth Tiedemann. I am the Director of Academic Advising, and I'm also the Registrar for the Greensburg campus of the University of Pittsburgh. And I'd like to take a moment to first extend a warm welcome to the Pitt-Greensburg community. We're happy to have you joining us, and we look forward to working with you over the upcoming months as you prepare to enroll at Pitt-Greensburg as an incoming student. I have a number of things I'd like to tell you about briefly. We'll start with academic information. So on the Pitt-Greensburg website, greensburg.pitt.edu, there is a section, it's the third one from the left toward the top, called Academics. And within that section, you'll find really honestly all the key information that you would need to know about both majors and minors, general education requirements, as well as scheduling information. So within that tab, the second link down, it takes you to a page that has detailed information about each major that we have here at the Greensburg campus, including an overview of the classes that you would be required to take, course descriptions, and so forth. There's also a link to our general education curriculum. There's another link called class schedules, and that has the class information for the upcoming semesters, days and times, and each course that's offered, and so forth. So there's also information about study abroad and our academic village. So I encourage you, if you haven't done so already, to check out that portion of our website. Another question that a lot of incoming students ask is how they can receive credit for a course that they took either through dual enrollment or through an AP class. So we do accept both, and this would be something as it gets closer to the end of your school year, you'll want to make sure that if it's an AP class that you have the score report sent to us directly. And if it's a dual enrollment class, the college that is awarding those credits needs to send us an official transcript once the grade has been posted. Then an academic advisor will review that transcript or that score report and post the credits for you. If you are wondering about a particular AP test or a particular college and high school course and how that credit would transfer over, I encourage you to call the advising office, 724-836-9940, and we can connect you with an academic advisor who can give you more detailed information. You can also Google University of Pittsburgh AP credits, and you'll find a complete list of all of the AP tests and what score is required in order to receive credit and the equivalent course credit that you will receive. Academic advising at the University of Pittsburgh at Greensburg is something that we take quite seriously. You will be assigned an academic advisor. Most students will work with one of our full-time staff advisors for the first 2 years while they're here, and then you'll be assigned to a faculty advisor in your major. We will also help you prepare to select classes for the fall semester. So you will work with an advisor during the upcoming summer months to select classes that would be appropriate according to your interests, your major, placement scores, and so forth. The registration process for the fall semester starts in May. Probably my best piece of advice with regards to that is to keep a very close eye on your email, especially your new Pitt email address that you'll receive. Once you have paid your deposit, you'll be able to access that email, and that's our primary way of corresponding with you. So that will start up in late April, early May, and will continue throughout the summer months as we prepare for the start of the fall semester. Again, I welcome you to the Pitt-Greensburg community. We look forward to getting to know you and helping you begin your journey with us. Thank you.
My name is Brian Bigghley. I'm the Director of Financial Aid here at the University of Pittsburgh-Greensburg. I'm going to help you through the entire process of financial aid. We're going to start off by going over a couple things about how to apply for financial aid. First off, you're going to obtain what is called an FSA ID. Both student and parents will need one of these. This is your electronic signature for things such as the MPN, entrance counseling, and the FAFSA. You're going to use that at the end of the FAFSA. If you're a Pennsylvania state resident, you're going to click the little link at the end of the FAFSA that says transmit this information to FIA. That should take care of the FIA's need for any information from you. However, I would suggest to go out to FIA.org probably about 2 to 3 weeks after you file your FAFSA just to make sure they have everything they need from you. What we do when we get the process FAFSA, the government already gives us what is called an EFC, or expected family contribution. That helps us determine the types and amounts of financial aid for which you're eligible for. Going into the different types and amounts is called gift aid, basically free money. There are grants. The EFC is a 0. You may be eligible for $6,345 in a federal Pell Grant. For EFC is $4,000. You may be eligible for about $2,300. Nice thing about the federal Pell Grant is the University of Pittsburgh started what is called a Pitt Success Pell Match program last year. So basically, whatever amount of money you get for the federal Pell Grant, we match it as a part of your financial aid package from University of Pittsburgh funds. SEOG, or Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant, is another small federal fund that is available. We use your EFC to determine your amounts of SEOG that you're eligible for. And lastly, FIA. This year, meaning the 2021 school year, the maximum fee is about $4,000. So again, you want to make sure you get that down as soon as possible. Self-help, you want to get into your federal direct loans. You got the subsidized and unsubsidized loan. The big difference is where the unsubsidized, big U, you're responsible for the interest while you go to school. Work study is the last part of self-help. That is the option to find a job on campus. The money does not come off your bill. So when you get your balance due notification or your bill, and you determine what financial aid you have, do not take work study off of that. It's essentially spending money on campus, pizza money Friday nights, going to a local theater, however you want to spend your extra money. Additional alternative financing options, we'll get into scholarships. Pitt Funds Me is a scholarship database that we have at Pitt. So once you're admitted, you'll have access to more than 15,000 non-Pitt scholarships. Make sure you sign in as soon as possible as you're admitted and fill out as many questions as you can, because the more questions you complete, the more scholarship matches you may have. What we also use Pitt Funds Me for is any endowed scholarships, meaning non-merit-based scholarships. You fill out the criteria, we'll run a report or run a query, and it'll say that John Smith qualifies for the Jane Smith Scholarship. And we very well could award you scholarship money through that part of the process as well. And lastly, with scholarships, make sure you let us know if you're awarded any scholarships, because that has the potential to impact your financial aid package as well. A couple additional options you can use are a Parent Plus loan, which is a loan under mom or dad's name, a private loan, which is a loan under the student's name with a most likely needing a cosigner, given that you're going to be 17, 18, or 19 coming into school. Now, there are some private parent loans, which is an option for mom or dad to take out on behalf of their student. Then lastly is a payment plan. University of Pittsburgh has a payment plan that you can sign up and make essentially what amounts to 6 equal payments per term, or 12 payments per year. And if you owe $10,000, they split that into 6 payments, and you would pay exactly that. It does cost $45 a term to enroll for. That is another option. Just to wrap it up, make sure you always check your Pitt email. We will communicate to you via your Pitt email. Official notifications come to mine is bjb74@pitt.edu. We don't send it to Hoffman. We don't send it to Google Mail or any other type of email service. We send it to your Pitt email. And for FA contact info, again, my name is Brian Bigghley, bjb74@pitt.edu. You can email me and request a Zoom meeting if needed. We can sit down and help you complete the FAFSA, answer any and all questions that you may have.